Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about Homi Bhabha and his contributions in Indian nuclear field and Indian science field. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then Homi Jahangir Bhabha, who was he and how was his early life, and then about his contributions to the Indian Space Center. Then his early days in India, how he came back to India and established himself. Then about the main prizes that he has received, nuclear test and nuclear doctrine of India, about its tragic death, and in the end a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is contribution of Indians in science and tech. Majorly you should be able to know nuclear test and nuclear doctrine of India. And Homi Bhabha was associated with what? Because many a times it has been asked in the exam that this scientist is related to which category or what he is famous for, etc. So let's get started and see the news. And the news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says Rocket Boys Season 2, the life of Homi J. Bhabha and how he helped pioneer India's nuclear program. So there is a new television series which has come and the name is Rocket Boys. So this television series which is airing on air at present, Rocket Boys, so this is basically based on the life of Indian scientist Homi J. Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai. So majorly today we will be discussing about Homi J. Bhabha and how he helped pioneer India's nuclear program and why is he known as the father of India's nuclear program. So let's see that the series Rocket Boys has focused on the lives of Indian scientist Homi J. Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai. So Homi J. Bhabha is popularly known as India's father of Indian nuclear program and Vikram Sarabhai is Indian space program, and the role in creating landmark scientific programs and institutions in a newly independent India. So two of the famous names who have contributed in establishing India's nuclear program and space program are Homi J. Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai. So they are the pioneers of establishing India, an independent India. After India got independence in 1947, after that establishing India on international lines and on par with international powers and global powers, these two people have played a very significant role. Now let us talk about Homi Jahangir Bhabha. So H.J. Bhabha stands for Homi Jahangir Bhabha. So Homi Jahangir Bhabha has an outstanding impact on our country and his brilliant work and efforts in developing India's nuclear power. So now that India has its own nuclear power and all over the world, India is famously known for its nuclear program also and has been regarded as a global power nowadays also. So laying the foundation stone of this nuclear program was led by Homi Jahangir Bhabha, and he was a nuclear physicist, engineer, architect and philanthropist all in one, but famously what he is known for is nuclear physicist. So now let us talk about his journey, how he has actually traveled over the years. About his early life, so Homi Jahangir Bhabha was born on October 30, 1909 in Bombay into a wealthy Parsi family. So his parents were influential people and were extremely educated people, and he had a close connection with the Tatas also, as his family members who used to work with the Tatas. Then Homi Bhabha attended the Cathedral and John Cannon School, Bombay. So his schooling was done in Bombay, and then he attended the Elphinstone College in Bombay. Then the Royal Institute of Science, Bombay. But after attending the Elphinstone College and the Royal Institute of Science, then the major turn in the Homi Jahangir Bhabha's life or H.J. Bhabha's life took place when he joined the Cambridge College, and that's where he actually realized his passion for physics and especially the nuclear physics. So after attending the Institute of Science, Bombay, then he went to the Cambridge Cambridge College in London, and in particular Gonville and Cos College in Cambridge. And there he became more interested into the theoretical physics or the nuclear physics, and that's where he actually developed his passion for physics and realized that yes, he wants to work forward in this respect, and this is his line of passion for which he can work. Then about his few of these major contributions that he has made till now, that he established the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, that is TIFR, and then the Atomic Energy Establishment, TROMBE. So that is AEET, AEET. And this Atomic Energy Establishment, TROMBE, is at present known as BARC. So B stands for Baba, and BARC is India's prime or the foremost organization when it comes to working towards the nuclear power, and is also one of the prime public sector organizations where the scientists and the people who are working towards the nuclear powers and India moving towards the nuclear study is where this organization plays the part, and this is one of the most prominent and foremost organizations of India when it comes to talking about the nuclear sector. So, and Bhabha is also regarded as the father of the nuclear program in India. So this is an important point for you, that you should know that who is regarded as the father of nuclear program in India, and then who has established AEET and TIFR, and now the BARC also. Then Bhabha served as the president of the United Nations Conference on Peaceful Uses of Atomic Energy in 1955. So at the time of India's independence and after that, Bhabha was one of the most revered scientists all over the world, and he was actually representing India on international grounds, where he was heading few of the very prominent organizations and the conferences. Then he was also the president of the International Union for Pure and Applied Physics from 1960 to 1963. So his passion for physics and especially towards nuclear physics is what took him to places. So this was few of his contributions and few of the major contributions, that being an Indian and as a citizen of India, you should be able to know that who has established TIFR and AEET or the present BARC. Now let's talk about his early days in India. So what happened after he was done with his schooling and college, and after he was done with his Cambridge University also. Then he started his nuclear physics career in Britain, but then Homi Bhabha returned to India for his annual vacation before the start of the World War II in September 1939. And because of the World War, he could not go back to Britain again, and because of that he had to stay in India. And when he was staying in India and was not able to go back to Britain, what he did was he accepted a post of reader in physics at the prestigious Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru, popularly known as IISc, under the leadership of Nobel laureate C.V. Raman. So at that point of time, IISc was headed by Nobel laureate C.V. Raman. So that is how Homi Bhabha's journey in India actually took place. It was because of the World War II that he could not go back to Britain, and then he stayed in India and he started working in India, and gradually and slowly he realized that he now wants to take India towards being a nuclear power, and also wants to form and make India powerful on global stages, that India should have its own nuclear power. Then few of the prizes that he has won, these things, the prizes many a times has been asked. Then Bhabha was awarded with the Adams Prize in 1942. So the people who are associated with physics would be knowing this, that what is Adams Prize. And then he was given Padma Bhushan in 1954. He was also nominated for the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1951, then 1953 to 1956. So being nominated for the Nobel Prize also is a very, very, very big achievement. So someone from our country being nominated in this respect is also a very prestigious and an honored feeling. Then comes the nuclear test and nuclear doctrine of India. So in 2003, India has adopted its nuclear doctrine of no first use. No first use means that until unless the other entity or the other country has attacked India, India at first go or in first time and in first respect will not use the nuclear doctrine or nuclear power. So between two countries, if for example, I would say if a war is going on and there are two entities, first is India, second in some other country. So some other country has to first use the nuclear weapons, then only in retaliation India would use, but India will not use the nuclear weapons at the first state. So that is what is no first use policy of India. Then in 1965, India with NAM countries, that is non-alignment movement which was going on. So India with NAM countries proposed 5 points to prevent the proliferation of nuclear weapons to UN Disarmament Commission. So UN Disarmament Commission also, India with other NAM countries followed few policies, and that was not to transfer nuclear technology to others so that others cannot use it for the negative or to try to harm the other entity. Then no use of nuclear weapon against non-nuclear countries, because all the countries which do not have the nuclear weapons, if some country which has the nuclear weapon uses it, then the other country is at a major loss. Then UN security over cover to non-nuclear states. So if there is a war which takes place between a nuclear state and a non-nuclear state, and nuclear state uses the nuclear power, then the non-nuclear state stands at a negative chance, and might be possible that the non-nuclear state will completely get shattered and devastated. Then nuclear disarmament so that no further war could take place. Then ban on the nuclear test. Then in 1974, India had conducted its first nuclear test in Pokhran with the code name of Smiling Buddha. This is one of the most important achievements that independent India has made till now, that in 1974 with the name of Smiling Buddha we conducted our first nuclear test in Pokhran. Then in 1998, 5 nuclear tests were conducted as part of the series of Pokhran 2. Then these tests were collectively called Operation Shakti. You should be able to know that the first nuclear test which took place in Pokhran and its year, because 1974 Pokhran test took place, and in 1975 we all know that emergency took place. So Pokhran and emergency are very much and very relatable because of the timing that it took place. Then about the tragic death of Homi Bhabha. So Homi Bhabha died in a plane crash on its way to Geneva on 24 January 1966. But he left his legacy behind in the form of Vikram Sarabhai, who is regarded as the father of Indian Space Center and has worked so much for the Indian Space Center and also in taking the ISRO forward. Then APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man of India, and was also the most loved president of India, and numerous institutions of strength and reliance. And these are the people who have actually taken the Indian Space Organization and the India in its independent days or in its early independent days. These are the people who actually helped India establishing itself as a major power in front of the international powers. Now it's time for the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this says, consider the following statements. First is, India has adopted its nuclear doctrine of no first use in 2003. Then India has conducted its first nuclear test in Pokhran with the code name of Smiling Buddha. I've given you an easy one, so give me the answer. And the codes given are one only, two only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. You have to tell about the correct statements. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.